I know it is so frustrating the moment you open the forex chart and the things that you actually encounter is total confusion because you don't know where to start, things that you are supposed to do at the first time, how to approach chart, how to do proper technical analysis. So as a beginner, someone who is an intermediate trader, I'm going to be removing that confusion and I'm going to be showing you how you can just do this technical analysis in a very easy way. But one thing that you actually have to know, the information that I'm going to be sharing over here is the information that you're just going to be using long time, because these are things every time you'll be coming to the chart you actually have to know this. So these are like the fundamental, the base of everything when it comes to technical analysis in forex trading. Make sure that you subscribe if this is your first time to be right over here, and also like this video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Let me just know where you're watching me from. Let's start with something that is very important, and it is called the time frame. But before you just go to the time frame, make sure to select the currencies that you understand more, the currencies like Euro USD, because that is moderately volatile. Come to the beginners, it will just help you so much. Now let's just select something like weekly time frame here, because all these time frames that you see here, they are very important when it comes to the information that I'm just going to be giving you. So when it comes to, you can see how the gold has been moving for a long time since it was actually launched over here, and you can see gold now it is showing us that it has actually achieved all-time high. So one thing that you learn from one weekly time frame is that it can just show you how the pair or the commodity or something has just been moving from the long time. For example, right here you can see the gold now has eaten, that is 22 something, that is almost 2250 there, and that is the all-time high that is actually achieved, and we can just mark that with one weekly time frame. So when it comes to daily time frame, because every candlestick that you see here for the beginners is that it represents one day. If you select 1 week, it means every candle here represent 1 day. Now let's just see how this market just moved here. So when it comes to daily time frame like this, you will just be helping you now to see how this market has been moving with time. For example, you can see this market has been on a trend from 1600 and moving like this, and you can see from 1600 this is how the gold has just been moving, and you can see that, you can see 1 2 3 4 the gold has actually been trending up, and because we have now achieved a new high of around 2270 275 there, then there's high chances that gold can trace all the way to 2150, because you can see every moment it was making these marks of pushing high and then it is just moving, so which means it can retrace to that point and then continue moving up probably to 2376, considering there are a lot of things that are affecting gold at the moment, and then we can just be getting at that price. So at the moment gold is trading at 250, it means that we can just be getting the prices lowering all the way down to 2150 before we just get to another one. So that our daily time frame can just be helping you in that scenario. Then we have another time frame which is 4-hour time frame. On 4-hour time frame, this is mostly where you just be using your indicators. This is where you just be using like technical analysis even after analyzing on the daily time frame, but it just depends on what you do. But this is things that you can actually have to do there. So you can see how the market has just been retracing on 4-hour time frame, and when you put retracement here, Fibonacci retracement, we can see that there is high chances that gold can actually retrace probably to 61, and if it retraces to 100%, then it actually goes to our mark, which is 2160 or 2150, and that we can just check that on 4-hour time frame. Let's just go to 1-hour time frame. On the hour time frame, that is where you can just see the market moving just like this. You can just confirm how the market has just been moving, but this is not going to be so important. It's just confirming and to see how the market has actually just been moving here, and you can see already this market is forming, and there are all the green candles that are moving all this way. Let me just show you. Let me just take this arrow, and the moment you just draw like this, you see that the gold is actually moving all the way down that. Let me change the color so that it's be moving just like that. And you can see this movement that gold is actually making from achieving 2060, 2265, 2270 there. Now you can see that move of red candle that is actually moving. Now 15 minutes time frame with the last time frame that you'll be taking here, because that is time frame that is FOREX now to do what is called confirmation or entries. That is what we just be using. For example, you can see gold has actually made a very big move downside here, and it will be very risky for you to enter at that position. So you can consider for this market to come to around this level. Let me show you. You can just consider for the gold to come at least to this level around this area, and the moment US gold comes to this area here, then we can just consider the market now to have an entry which is shorting this market all the way down to this position, because you can see already it has gained the momentum to go down, and the maybe 2150 as we are expecting it can just be reached. But it is very advisable. Let's just take our TP here, and then our SL we can just put it above all-time high, because we are entering from that and all the way on, because you can see risk reward ratio is actually 2.15. you can even increase this to make you increase your risk reward ratio probably to be like 3 here, because but you actually have to wait on this market. But there is high chances that you can, this gold is actually going to be in that position. Now that is all about the time frame. You actually have to learn about time frame alignment, learn how the market moves in that direction, and you're just going to be getting a perfect entry to once the market. Just learn from high time frame, 1 week time frame, to show you how the market has just been moving since maybe it was put on the market, all the other time frame, and it's just going to be helping you. Number 2, we are going to be learning about resistance and support, what we call the trend lines. Those are going to be learning more. So you can see, for example, we have what you call the resistance across that area here where I've just drawn like this. This is the resistance level, and we have down one here where is the support. Now this is how we call this market. For example, you can see when the moment the market was touching that area around this area, it was actually reversing, and the moment we call this market touching this area and going back, touching this area and going back, then that becomes a resistance level, because the market has been trying to move up and then it was resistant above, and then the market is actually going all the way down. We have the support areas, because you can see the moment market touched here, then the market just went up, which means we may be having this market coming to this level, and it's going to be very critical when this market moves comes around this area. If this market comes to this area, there's high chances that this market can be touching this region, and then the market actually moving very high. Let's just see how this market will do across this area here. So look at that, so that is very important. Let's just pause there, and you can see now we have now this market touching our important, which is our support region. So this being a support region here, you can observe different things before you enter around this area, but it's very important for you now to learn support and resistance. So this is a support area, and you can see the moment market touched that support area, then you can see actually it actually started moving up. Sometimes it can scare you by trying to come to that region again, but over time this market is actually going to end all the way up just like that. Those are actually so many pips that this market has just got from this area. So that is the support that is actually horizontal. As you can see, this point and that one is actually horizontal. That is horizontal support and resistance, like with the one we are just drawn above over there. Now let's just learn about something else about the trend line, because those trend lines you can learn how to draw support and resistance on that the market. There's another way of drawing trend lines, and that is amazing, and this is where you just draw the trend lines that are on the vertical side. For example, when you just observe the highs, and one thing that you actually have to learn about the market is observation. Make sure that the moment you open the chart like this, you observe. Look at this trend line. For example, if you look at this market, we have this point that is connecting 4 point across this area. That is actually amazing, connecting all these points. And one thing about trend line, to make sure that your trend line is actually very active and correct, you make sure first of all your trend line touches at least how many points? 3 points. For example, you can see we have this point across this area, that is point 1. We have another point which is across this here, point 2, and then we have another point 3 across this area, and then point 4 could actually be a very nice entry for us to be entering from this market, because now this becomes a very violent trend lines. And the other thing that makes a trend line to be very violent is actually the distance between those points. Those circles that you see that I've drawn here, the distance between them is actually very, very important, because it makes this trend line to so important. Also the time frame makes it to be very important. Now you can see the moment those this becomes now the support areas, because they are down ones, because they are supporting this market, although they are on the vertical side, but these are very important. So those are the things that you actually have to be looking into the market as a beginner. You teach yourself how to observe the market very carefully. Now this could have actually been a very good entry for you, but you actually could have combined another things. But support and resistance, don't be lied by anyone, they actually work so nice. You can see we have now the confirmation. This is another confirmation. You can see, for example, the confirmation that we have across this area, that is support on the horizontal and also the support on the vertical. That could actually been a very big proof that you just got around this area. So someone could actually have come and in deciding that the moment this market will be coming around this area, I will be buying this market and I'll just be going for along. The reason is that you can see this market is already approaching this region here, and that is how you learn support and resistance. The market works for you so perfect across that area. So when you just play this, you're going to see how this market is just going to perform here. You just wait for this market to touch your trend line just like that. You just wait for across that area, and the moment your line is just touch here, you can play the chart and you're going to see how this market is going. You can see how the market is going to hit your TP in a very amazing way, just like that. So your TP is actually hit by only learning how to trade using trend lines, how to draw perfect trend lines. It's just very simple. Observe the rules that I've just showed you here, and you're going to be scaling your trends very, very, very high. So remember where we started up to this point. Remember how to draw these trend lines. So what happens here is that you just make sure that you practice and practice and practice. You can just go to the different platforms, you play the chart, and you're just going to be helping you so much when it comes to all these things that you can see around this area. So that is how we just play with the trend lines that are moving vertical, that are moving on the horizontal side, and that is going to be helping you as a trader in the forex market. Now the other thing that you can just be observing here, after all those things, you can see this market actually tries to go very up and started for me another high. So you learn those three things: select good currency, number two, you make sure that you know how to do time frame, you know how to draw trend lines, support and resistance areas, how to draw trend lines on the horizontal and verticals, and then that is going to be helping you so much. So you can see you can actually make a lot of money on this chart with actually very, very simple things. There's another trend lines that we call the clone, where the trend lines actually like this. If you see, the market is like the support area and this area of the market, you can see the trend line that is down, and the upper one that is for the support and the resistance. You can see they are very parallel. You most of the time you see less type of trend line, you actually know that this market is moving in a very strong way, and that is going to be perfect like that. So you can see the distance between A and B, and from our beginning here is equal, and then you just know that is actually going to be very perfect. And the high position that you can see, the moment market touched our upper line, that is resistance of our clone upper one, then this market actually reversed so very hard. And that's why the moment you see this type of trend into the market, you actually have to prepare big, because the market is going to be making very big move that is actually going to be happening right over there. So those are the things that you actually have to learn. Very simple, very amazing, and then you can just make every good amount of money into the forex market. Thank you so much for joining this video and watching all this video. If you just follow those 3 steps that have just been shared over here and you practice more of that, I have shared some videos on this tutorial on this YouTube channel that can help you to scale up all your technical analysis side, then that is going to be helping you so much in terms of technical analysis. Make sure that you can join me on our social media platform. We can connect there at Dan Tech. Bye bye.